Hi everybody, this is the Baseball Hood, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the People's Champion, your host, and welcome back to the Baseball Hood, and hopefully you like this video. Of course, this is the Baseball Hood 2. Get all excited about this video because I've been meaning to do this video for quite a while. Really for the last few weeks, I've been waiting to see if any kind of resolution was going to be brought forth on this whole thing. This has been sort of swept under the rug by Major League Baseball and from Jomboy Sports or Media, whatever the hell he calls himself. He's the internet cop known as Jomboy. But I done a video on this. I'm going to read you again this article and the disgusting behavior of one of the producers at Jomboy Media. And I'm going to play. I have something very interesting. I have a clip, and this clip is separate from what happened about a month ago. Let me read you from the New York Post. This was, I searched this article about a month ago on July 25th. Easy to find. I Googled it before. I had to really dig for it. So I had to be a little more specific about it. Headline, Jomboy producer under fire for kill yourself comment on George Springer. Let me say this again. Jomboy producer under fire for kill yourself comment at George Springer. Obviously, he's the Blue Jays center fielder. About a month ago, the Blue Jays just absolutely destroyed the Yankees. I would also mention the Yankees got destroyed. They're getting destroyed by the Red Sox this weekend. Lost the first three games against Boston and Yankee Stadium. Jomboy Media producer Dan Rourke is catching major blowback after he directed an offensive rant at Blue Jays outfielder George Springer on Wednesday. And it's possible MLB could get involved. Well, they didn't get involved. And Jomboy put out a statement basically washing his hands of it, which is ironic, believe it or not. F you, Springer. Kill yourself. Rourke said on his Yankees Avenue live stream after Springer scored to give Toronto a 4-2 lead over the Yankees in the fifth inning of their 8-4 win. Piece of shit. He scored a run. He didn't kill anybody. He didn't hurt anybody, but this guy's feelings. The clip went viral on X and Reddit with fans up in arms at the comments, particularly given Rourke's affiliation with Jomboy Media, which has become a major component of MLB's media ecosystem in recent years. I can't stress how much a pathetic piece of garbage loser you are, at Dan O'Rourke wrote a Blue Jays fan account on X. This guy's employed by Jomboy telling players to kill themselves. F you. Now, what's interesting, let me continue on. Jomboy founder Jimmy O'Brien. Is this guy like a New Yorker? He doesn't sound like a New Yorker today. Is he a New Yorker? Is he from where's he from? When he talks like this and he does the voiceovers, there's a lot of, he should join the military or join the FBI. It'd be great for lip reader. They'd probably make more money. The FBI's look for people. He'd be a great lip reader. Jomboy founder Jimmy O'Brien addressed the situation in a video Thursday night. Quote, Dan O'Rourke does his live stream for Yankees Avenue and said some stuff you can't say, O'Brien said. I talked with Dan today. Everyone at the company has been talking, and he came up to us, and he was feeling awful. I think he's going to apologize and all of that. He did not. He did not. As far as I know, folks, he's not apologized at all. And, well, let's continue. Let's absolutely continue on with this article. A very unhinged guy. Yankees Avenue is Rourke's personal live stream, which is unaffiliated with Jomboy Media, but Rourke is employed by Jomboy and is a well-known member of the company. Quote, he grew up in, get this is the funniest thing. This is the excuse that Jomboy makes. He grew up in gaming culture, young kid culture. He's not a kid anymore. You talk shit during live streams, O'Brien added. That's no excuse to tell a player to go kill yourself. Joking, not joking. Obviously, you can't say that, and it's terrible, and there might be ramifications from it. Well, there hasn't been so far. O'Brien said those ramifications could be determined by MLB, which agreed to a strategic partnership with Jomboy in June. Yankees manager Aaron Boone makes paid appearances on Jomboy. Again, we've gone now a month, and O'Brien has made an excuse for him. Let me read you again the excuse he's made, which is nonsense. Jomboy's 36 years old. He should not be making excuses for a guy who's a grown man. He grew up in gaming culture, young kid culture. Well, he's not a kid anymore. You talk shit during live streams. That's no excuse to tell a player to go kill themselves. Kill yourself. Joking, not joking. Obviously, you can't say that, and it's terrible, and there might be ramifications from it. Well, there hasn't been. There hasn't been. For now, though, none of that has taken place. Now, there's been no apology. The league might call us and say, "Hey, he's not allowed here." Well, I guess Major League Baseball does not have a problem with a player getting cursed at. Now, I would mention Major League Baseball permanently banned a fan for saying something probably he shouldn't have said to a player, Ketel Marte. But that wasn't like something like kill yourself. I guess he said something about his mother, but no one said that his mother was dead or anything. It wasn't anything off kilter or anything. Nobody really even said what the exact words were. Probably something like, I had sex with your mother or something like that. Probably something weird like that. But he got banned for life. This guy works for MLB. They're in partnership with MLB. O'Brien and his gang. I mean his employees. Now I'm going to play you this clip. This is a separate. That's why it's a major update. There is a separate incident that happened with this guy. Okay, and what's interesting about it is this is even worse. I think this is even worse. Rourke has gotten away with this because this happened once before, and I think the situation before this was worse. I'm going to show you this right now. All right, this is a compilation video from a channel called Feel the Zeal. This is highlights from the World Series of 2024 between the Yankees and the Dodgers. In particular, Game 1, the final inning of what happened in that game. Now, as you know, if you don't know, there's a lot of stuff that happened in the ninth inning, particularly the bottom of the ninth inning. The Yankees had a lead. They were running out of pitchers. They brought in Nestor Cortez to finish out the game. He threw 2 pitches in the game. One, he fell behind the count to Freddie Freeman, and then he gave a grand slam to Freddie. And Freddie, I would mention, has been a great player, obviously for the Dodgers and for the Braves. Now, I'm a Mets fan, as you know, and as a Mets fan, if there's anybody that should have any kind of anger towards him, it should be a Mets fan. I never wished any harm in any player, and no fan should ever say that. You can say a player sucks, this stuff like that, but to go down to this level of degeneracy. Now, I would mention, before we get into this first clip, I guess that Freddie has a son who deals with, I guess, best way to say is he has a condition where he's paralyzed. Okay? That is very important to remember here. And this has been something that happened for the past, this happened last year. I think around, maybe last year, a little bit before that, but he was with the Dodgers. And he's a young boy, he's a little boy. So I have some sympathy. You have to have sympathy towards players. You can't be, saying crazy stuff. But he says something really wild in this. And Freddie was dealing with an injury in this postseason. So this is where this part of the clip is discussing with this context. And then there's more, which is just insane. And he admits that he's crazy, by the way.
Yeah, word. Give me a little, walk me bastard out. Yeah, word. Let's face cripple. We'll face cripple, chat.
So he basically called Freddie cripple. Let's face cripple. Let's face cripple. Well, Freddie is one of the great players in baseball right now. One of the faces of baseball. And he has a son that has issues. And he's calling the father a cripple because he has an injury. Terrible. Now, in this clip, Freddie's hit the home run. Okay? They're going crazy at Dodger Stadium. You've been watching reactions from this compilation of Yankee fans that are streamers. He's a streamer, okay? And he's watching the game, and people are participating in the chat, and this is his natural reaction, which in my view is completely out of bounds. And we've already seen the worst part. This is another part, and obviously this is a history here. This is why I'm posting this, because we have a history. It was a one and done situation. It wouldn't have mattered. So let me play this clip. Also, I mentioned that there was a subscriber had sent me the link, had sent me the channel that I could find this from, and I searched it, and this is how I found this. So the person that sent this, I forgot the name. That was a while ago, obviously 3 weeks ago or a month ago. So I thank you. I'm sure you're going to watch this. This is a very important, and I'll get into why it's important at the end of this video. I'm going to play this clip, and he basically wants to have put physical harm on Freddie. So now we have two players that he wants to see something physically bad happen to them. Let me play this clip.
It was right there. That is. I hope to fucking God that does not haunt me for fucking 6 months over the course of this. God, bro, you could almost see it fucking coming. Look at this dumb fuck.
It's Freddie.
I hate this shit, bro. I hate everything to fucking do with it, bro.
Right.
I hate. Oh my God. Realistically speaking, I want to clock Freddie Freeman in the fucking face right now, bro. Just realistically speaking.
Look at this. He says he wants to clock him in the face. So he wants George Springer to kill himself, and he wants to physically harm a player. This happened and was said in October. Jomboy did not deal with this, okay? Think about that. There's more to this. Wait.
Speaking. Call me a fucking psychopath. I don't care. That is the emotion I have right now. I want to clock this motherfucker in the face.
All right. I mean, this is beyond insane. And I'm going to get into why this is, to me, in my opinion, is a problem. All right, so now you're going to ask yourself, well, baseball, why is this a problem? Well, it's a problem very simple. Jomboy Media has built his brand on the 2017 New York Yankees losing to the Astros in the ALCS, okay? And Jimmy, was his name, has built his whole entire life upon that. And he's sort of like the internet cop. I mean, he said some terrible things about Pete Alonso, saying that Pete had stolen signs last year against Devin Williams. Couldn't give the guy credit because he's such a bitter Yankee fan. He couldn't give Pete any kind of credit. He's one of these guys. He's sort of like he's like the Columbo of the YouTubers, amongst the baseball YouTubers. You know, he has to look through every nook and cranny and do the lip reading and the whole thing. And he lives in a glass house, obviously. He is a guy that, quite frankly, has a house made out of sand because of the fact that he has somebody working for him that's wishing death upon players, who's admitting that he's a psycho. He's admitting that he wants to punch players in the face because they're playing a kid's game. And we know from Jomboy, he's so unhinged about the Yankees losing 9 years ago, or 8 years ago, whatever it is, that he's still complaining about it. You see it online, he's still complaining. You still get these sort of angry remarks and stuff. He's still very bitter about Juan Soto signing with the Mets, that he had to post that video of this little kid saying that Soto wasn't, he's overrated. But the point is, like I said, is you can't build your brand on people doing the right thing and you're not doing the right thing. It's typical. It's a typical YouTuber. I mean, he's about as atypical of a YouTuber as you could possibly get. You know, somebody that had fell in like a big pile of shit and comes out smelling like gold. I think gold has a smell of it, or smelling like flowers. I guess that's the best way to say it. But this is a guy that, again, built his brand on complaining about the 27 Houston Astros that they cheated. Okay, they cheated. Let's move on. But you can't build your brand on that, and you have somebody working for you, threatening players, telling players he wants to punch them in the face, he wants to do this, he wants to do that, and you do nothing when you're faced with a situation that an adult, a man, would correct. This guy, I'm sorry, should have been fired. Okay? He should have been fired when he wished terrible things on Freddie. Did he know that he called Freddie a cripple, quote unquote? Did he know that he wished he wanted to punch Freddie in the face? I don't know. A lot of views on this compilation, and of course, he did nothing when he wanted George Springer to kill himself. He never apologized. There's no apology as far as I know. This article was put out on the 25th. You know, O'Brien put out his statement the day before. Not one apology from this guy. A public apology to George Springer. And now to Freddie Freeman. I don't know what's going on here, but I'm going to, hopefully this will get the ball moving, because this is not resolved, in my opinion. They just sort of walked away from it. That's how it seems to me. They don't want to deal with this. Because both sides have a partnership. Just get rid of him. Who is this guy? Just get rid of him. If he's a kid, get him out of here. Go back to school, and learn how to talk to people. But this is how it is with some of these YouTubers. They very much, they tell you what to do, and then when it comes to them doing the right thing, they don't do it. Okay, and this is just another example. He's a lightweight anyway, Jomboy, in my opinion. The fact that he doesn't want to do a very easy thing to do, and as far he's my friend. That's probably what he's saying. He's probably saying that to himself. I can't fire this guy. He's my friend. Get him out of there. You don't want players that have to wear. I mean, I'm sure he's probably a little pipsqueak. He's probably like 5'7", and these players are much bigger than him. But the point is that do the right thing. He didn't do the right thing. He put it all on MLB. MLB has to take care of it. Hey, asshole, he works for you, not the other way around. You're in partnership. You're in league with MLB. Do the right thing. Well, now I would say I have this clip here. I'll put the link in the description of this video, so you can watch this yourself and you can laugh at the Yankee fans melting down. But this is another piece to this puzzle that's sort of been ignored by the media. But I'm not going to ignore it. The media's going to ignore it. I mean, it's how it is. Because, it's like what Rush Limbaugh always used to say, the drive-by media. They do one thing and then they move on to the next thing. And then they move on to the next thing. They don't want to deal with this. But I'm going to make them deal with this. Trust me. I have a way. I have a way of doing things here. I don't know how many views I'm going to get on this video, but if you watch this video, share with your friends. If you like Jomboy, maybe he doesn't know this. I'm sure he does. But maybe he doesn't know about this situation, what he said about Freddie. He called Freddie a cripple. His son has, physical issues where he can't move. That's great. That's great. What year is this again? Do people call these people that? Oh, but he's a gamer. He's a kid. Yeah, he's not a kid anymore. He's an adult. And so are you, Jimmy. Jimmy! Well, I could go on and on. I could have a lot of fun with this. Won't take much. Trust me. Once I get started, they may not know my reputation online. Once I get started, folks, on a subject, I don't hold on to it for dear life. But isn't that not any different than him going after the 2017 Houston Astros? No. It's very similar. Got to do things honestly and treat people with respect. You got to treat people with respect. You're in partnership with these people, Jimmy. Do the right thing. I don't see anybody lose their job, but come on. I mean, you can't threaten people. Yeah, this is the real world we're dealing with. It's not internet stuff. This is not a game, asshole. No. We thank you for this wonderful time to watch this video, and hopefully, please subscribe to the Baseball Hut too. And I'll have more updates on this. I'm going to keep at this. So, thank you for watching. Have a good day, and I'll see you later.